Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAP. We are episode May 2015 because I forgot what number we're on. If you have not been with us before, welcome. If you have, where have you been? Why have you not been telling us to do this again? My name is Craig. I'm here with Alex.
Hello.
And Joe.
Hello.
And we are going to start today's discussion about video games and such. It's May 2015. Bloodborne has been out now for a couple of months.
Yep.
How do we all feel about Bloodborne first? It's arguably, in some quarters, the game of the year already.
Yeah. I can see why they'd say that. It was great. From a Souls, as a fan of the previous Souls games, I really, really enjoyed it.
But is it like a game of the year contender?
I don't know. I guess it depends what else comes out this year.
So far.
Yeah. Depends, The Witcher looks great. I imagine that's going to be a big contender for it.
Do we not think that the Bloodborne is just literally a rip-off of The Order? Come on, let's just copied everything from it.
Nah, it's
No,
just,
I'm joking.
It's like,
There's werewolves and blood.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
It's kind of set in old England.
Yeah,
Victorian.
I guess, yeah. But they don't have, what's his name? The guy from The Order. What's the main guy's name?
Batman. So
Yeah,
Galahad,
yeah, Batman, that's him, yeah.
Spoilers for The Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman comes in the end of The Order. Brilliant. If you have completed The Order, you might get that joke. If not, don't worry, it's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
I hope Robin comes back for the Order sequel. Anyway, back to Bloodborne. I don't know why we started talking about The Order.
Yeah.
Have you guys both completed Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Okay, so how was it?
It was different for a Souls game, but at the same time it was very familiar.
Right.
It was different in the fact that usually with the Souls game, you kind of go through and they give you a lot to think about. You have to manage things like your weight, you have to manage like what sort of stats you put your moves into, your experience points into, that kind of thing. But generally the problem is they give you so many to choose from, it ends up being quite difficult to balance it.
Is it not a thing with like the Souls games that you get stuff and you don't really know what it is or what it does?
Oh yeah, that's
All the time, yeah.
still 100%. I've still got stuff now that I don't know what it does. Like, you mean I got to the end of Bloodborne and finished it, I still don't know what some of these items do. And you have to look online. I had to look online because you just wouldn't know otherwise. Because with the ending, there's 3 different endings you can do, but
Spoilers.
yeah, spoiler that coming out. But
With the just going back to sort of what you said about like you don't know what these things are. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's good if you like the sort of that puzzling aspect of the game. If you like sort of being challenged and you like getting stuff and then having to work out what it is and read up about what this item is you just got, then it's enjoyable because you're constantly getting different bits and bobs that you have no idea if it's going to help you or if it's going to like lead onto a new zone or if it's going to hinder you in some way.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to see what you find, and most of the time, it's random crap, but a lot of the time there'll be something that you won't understand until the very end that this is an important item that you need
To be fair, most looting games is random crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe, quickly. Well, not quickly. You can take as long as you want. Actually, we're here for a while. If someone came up to you in the street randomly, was like, "Hey, should I buy Bloodborne?" What would you say to them? Would you ask them any questions about what they played before, or
I think so. I think it's definitely a personality kind of game.
is it a game for everyone?
I wouldn't say it's a game for everyone.
Who is it?
But I think
for?
everyone should try it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I don't think you know until you've tried it. Really.
I feel like this one's out of the sort of different Souls games and Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 and 2. This is probably
The best entry point.
the
I'd say.
the easiest game to go in if you've never played one before and give it a go.
If it was quite slipped down compared to the other 2 or 3.
Yeah, well,
free,
yeah,
yeah.
Demon Souls as well, but yeah, it is. It's almost like they've taken a lot of the crap away and given you the bulk of it and been like, okay, focus on this stuff. But even like the way the game actually plays is very different because you can't get shields in this game, and in the Souls games that's a massive part. You get huge shields, and that's how you fight the bosses. You have to like block it and dodge a bit. But in this, you're very much nimble, agile. You've got to dodge all the time.
Which comes on to my ultimate question. As you guys know, I've never played a Souls game, never had any interest in it. I got Demon Souls free through Xbox Live Games with Gold. And I think Dark Souls 1 or 2 was free with Plus.
Yeah.
I have been tempted to buy Bloodborne. Bloodborne? Yeah, Bloodborne. I said Bloodborne. I've been tempted to buy Bloodborne, but I haven't as of yet. Should I play it?
I think you should.
convince me.
I think you've got to give it a go.
I think the fact that you've never played one before is even more blasphemy. So you should just, get your toe in the water now.
I like the give it a go standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much a case of you might play it and you might just be like, what the fuck is this?
This is what, this is what worries me. I don't want to have a stressful day. I don't want to sit down and play a game or whatever. All of a sudden, it just comes like, you died.
I feel like even in, again, like with the older Dark Souls games, there was many moments where you'd be going through sort of a zone and they would just continually try to fuck you. Like they would put like traps everywhere. They'd make it really difficult for you to start in. You'll be able to fall off edges in like no time and things would just like come out of nowhere. Whereas in this one, in Bloodborne, it's slightly more forgiving. There are still little bits and bobs, but it feels again a lot tamer. But then it's a lot smoother as a game as well. Because, I mean, obviously recently they re-released Dark Souls 2, but give it the new edition, the Order of the Old Sin or whatever it is, with the DLC.
I mean, from like the outside, this one does seem more accessible than the others. I think a little bit of that is because it does look faster.
Yeah.
And I also kind of think, in a way, by having the gun, I know the gun doesn't do much. I know it's almost kind of like it pushes them back, doesn't it? As my understanding, rather than is outright.
It's kind of setting up for visceral attacks. If you stun them,
Yeah.
and then you can like crit them, and you can like pretty much kill them in one hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the newest aspect to it.
I feel like just having that gun just makes it more accessible to other people because I don't know. I guess the gun kind of lulls them into a full sense of security. Oh, I can just blow shit up and I'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's a case of with the old Souls games, you would get so many weapons and different pieces of armor, like tons of them, things that you would get them and you would collect it for the sake of collecting it, but you would never actually use them. Whereas in this one, I found I used the same weapon pretty much the whole way through. I would often try like a couple of different ones, but the one you start with is the one that you grow to love. And because I find that the way to survive this game is getting good at what your class is supposed to do, like how you want to play the game. And once you understand that, the weapons become more, it's easier to use certain weapons with a certain play style. So you can kind of choose how you want to play it.
How is the sort of story and lore and everything like that? Is it something that's in your face, or is it just not there and you have to seek it out? Or
it's a bit of both, I guess. I mean, it's certainly not in your face. I mean, different events will happen throughout the game, which are just progressionally will happen. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that's just, as Dark Souls games always are, they're just not explained. But there is a lot there. I imagine it.
Most of it's gained through talking to NPCs. There's like little quests you can do.
Is that something you have to seek out?
Yeah, it won't be obvious necessarily. Like they'll be hidden away, like behind some crates or something like that.
That's the thing. Nothing's ever obvious. I find with those kind of games, especially. I mean, I went through the whole first playthrough and I missed a massive chunk of the starting zone, and it's so easy to miss because if you just don't go down one corridor, you miss one ladder, you can miss a whole segment which will completely screw you in the later game. Like if you wanted to do, one of the other endings, you need to do some stuff in the early game. And it might just end up like putting you off, but for the most part, there is a lot of lore there. I mean, if you ask people will know tons about the lore, but it's whether you want to find out what it is,
I feel like they nailed the atmosphere and
because I've never played a Souls game or whatever. The atmosphere in Bloodborne, like you just mentioned, that's one of the things that drew me initially. That and the speed of it.
Yeah,
I think the speed of it is the best part of it, honestly. Because when I played Dark Souls 2, the new edition recently, and the difference is night and day. Like it's crazy to actually go back and play an older one and play.
It's so fluid.
Bloodborne. Yeah,
you're like dancing around the bosses.
Very. I mean, and that's why it kind of works so well with not having shields anymore, and it's more about dodging and that kind of thing. It's because it's so smooth. It's really easy to play that way. They kind of encourage you to play that way, which I feel like in the older games you could play that way, but you'd have to be pretty experienced to master it.
Yeah. What are the trophies like?
Not bad, actually.
Really?
It's not bad platinum.
I think I'm pretty close now.
Did you both play PS4? Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think it was on PC.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's definitely the most attainable platinum of the lot. I mean, it's probably... The thing is, it's doing the 3 endings. So technically, you need to do 3 playthroughs. Joe got kind of lucky. It doesn't have to do 3.
Oh, really?
Because I had my save saved on Alex's PS4.
Oh.
Because I play both from home and here.
Yeah.
And so I just loaded it up here and I did one of the other endings.
So useful tip, if you want to do one of the other endings, move your save file to someone else. You make
so upload it online and then just keep loading it from that point.
Yeah.
And then you can just keep getting the trophy.
Unless, I mean, there's one ending you have to do certain things in the game to
Yeah,
get it.
yeah,
But,
obviously.
I mean, the other two you can do. He gives you a choice, basically. You choose which way you want to do it.
Oh, there you go. What? You guys both finished it.
Mhm.
How long?
Oh,
That's actually a good question.
I
I haven't
think
looked.
the first playthrough was probably about 40 hours, I would say, maybe more. Depending, I can't really. It's hard to judge really because
I
I got
honestly
to
have
the,
no idea.
I got to the end and because you get to the end, you know, you get to the end of most games and they're like, this is the final point. There's no turning back from this point.
Yeah.
They don't say that, but it's pretty bloody obvious. That's what's going to happen. And I did read online because I was scared that it was going to jump me into New Game Plus, but I got to that point and just ended up doing loads of side quests, running around, grabbing all the stuff that I had missed. But I mean, I reckon I've done a good 50, 60 hours now.
So is it like, I don't know, from the way you kind of say about side quests and stuff, it sounds a little open world, but that's not the vibe I get when I watch it.
No, I
It
mean,
seems quite linear.
With side quests, there's I think like 3 or 4 different side quests which will like go on through the game. Is all I can think of. But I mean,
Is that
it-
like collecting things or destroying certain enemies? Or...
It'll be like there's one point where you meet this little girl and she's like, oh, she's lost her mum or something, and she wants you
Yeah.
to go find her mum, and then you find the mum and you can either give her the item or tell her to go to this safe place that there is, and it's weird little things like that. I mean, I missed quite a few of them in the first playthrough anyway, so I don't really know, but they're not. If you didn't do them, it wouldn't take anything away from the game.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you did them, there's extra stuff for you to do.
Okay, right. Challenge for both of you. You have 30 seconds. Oh, damn it, I wish I had a timer. You have 30 seconds to sell me on Bloodborne. Well, first of all, do you want to sell me on Bloodborne?
Yeah, I wanted
I
to
think
try,
so.
definitely.
Okay, okay.
I'd like to watch you try.
Yeah.
I'd see some videos
That-
of Craig.
That'd be a
playing Bloodborne.
classic stream, that.
That would.
I'll probably be horrendous. Try and play it like, well, Metal Gear Rising, probably. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, I suppose.
Right, you have, we'll say 20 seconds. Don't want to take it too long. You have 20 seconds to sell a new, not just me, any new person looking to play Bloodborne. Go.
Well, if you like any kind of RPG where you run around, you get cool weapons and cool armor, you get to kill stuff in a cool way, you'll probably like Bloodborne. If you don't like the challenge, though, you're not going to like it. You know, if you don't like dying, you're not going to like it. But if you like to be challenged, go in.
2, 1. Yep. Okay, 20 seconds that was, yeah. Joe.
All right. So I think from
I didn't even say go.
Oh, really?
Go.
Right. From an entry point from the Souls games, I think if you looked at them previously and thought, oh, no, maybe not, this is probably the best place to start. I think it is challenging, but it's also very rewarding once you've overcome the challenges. I think that's why I play the game. But now, yeah, just go buy it. What are you in for?
3, 2, 1. Perfect. Both of you like almost hit that like spot on.
Almost, yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So that is Bloodborne. I will try it at some point. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe I don't know. I will get it. I know. Okay, moving on. There are obviously Bloodborne is not the only game that's come out this year that has a lot of blood and guts and is kind of hard. There's a small game called Mortal Kombat X which came out. Now the topic I've kind of got here is discussing whether it is the best Mortal Kombat game ever. Is it?
I don't know. It's great, you know, and I really actually quite enjoy playing it. But I think it has a lot of similarities to the last one.
To be fair, I'm posing this question before I even know like how much Mortal Kombat you guys play because I've played it religiously all the way through.
I've played a good amount of it now for sure. Like, I've gone back and I keep doing the towers now. It's kind
Oh, I
of
meant like the old Mortal Kombat games.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously I played the last one loads. And then before that, I remember playing the really old ones. You know, when you're in the arcade and you have like a couple of buttons and a joystick. Those are kind of what I remember playing.
How about you, Joe?
I'm not much of a fighter guy, so I've played a bit over here, but not massive. I haven't done any of the campaign.
Played much of the old ones, old Mortal Kombat's.
No, that's probably same amount. Really.
I'll tell you what, I do remember the one on the, I think it was the N64 where you could run around as Liu Kang or whatever it was. And it was kind of like a little story mode, like a proper little story mode. Do you remember that one?
They're like the Mythologies ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what that one is. I know that Sub-Zero had like a Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero or something.
Yeah, I remember playing one like that as well.
Yeah, no, I've played a lot of Mortal Kombat. I mean, when I was like 7, 8, I forced my mum to buy me the strategy guide for Mortal Kombat Ultimate 3. So I shouldn't really have been playing Mortal Kombat at that age, but I don't know what that says about me, but
Yeah.
I'm alright, I think. Yeah, no, to answer the sort of question that I asked,
That you posed.
I'm not sure. I'm really torn whether it's this one or the last one. Because the thing with the last one, and that I miss with this one, is that the 300 tower sort of mini. I can't remember the exact name.
The one that was kind of weird.
The challenge tower, yeah. I missed that immensely, to be honest with you.
You just have such odd little things to do in that tower, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean this one does have odd stuff with the living towers that are updated, but it's just random test your luck things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you mean where they like change certain aspects of the fight?
Yeah.
I think I did one of those towers where you go through and there's like thunder like raining down on you or whatever it might be, or it's like upside down or weird shit like that.
I played one the other day. It was like Cyrax's bombs had a little like blow at the bottom. It was like Cyrax is really unhappy at blah blah blah. He's now throwing bombs.
Yeah. So that's another thing. I kind of miss some of the characters that aren't in this one.
What do we think of the characters that are in it?
I think they've actually done pretty well with most of them. Because when I finished the story, I actually quite liked playing Cassie, and I quite liked what's his name? Quan Chi's son. I can't remember his name.
Quan Chi's son. Quan Chi doesn't have a son.
No, not Quan Chi. Guy with the sword, and he's levitates
Kenshi.
people. Kenshi, that's it. Sorry, yeah, his son. He was kind of good, but I didn't really.
Close enough.
Yeah, Quan Chi. Yeah, some demon son.
Quan Chi Kenshi.
Yeah, but he was quite good. Jacqueline I haven't played much of, to be honest.
I don't know. I mean, I think they took quite a big risk with the amount of new characters in this one.
And they kind of put the focus around them a lot in the campaign as well.
But I think it's worked. I think it's worked. I think Cassie's great. Jacqueline I'm not a fan of, but Ferritor's interesting, if not fun to play as.
He's got some pretty nasty combos, really.
What, Ferritor? Yeah.
I've seen a few. I've played one guy online and I was like, what the bloody hell is going on?
We've got Kotal Khan as well, Aaron Black. There's quite a few.
What did you think about the final boss? What's his name? Chinook.
I don't know, as in
like being sort of the last thing you fight.
You certainly know Shao Kahn.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Thank God there's nothing as hard as Shao Kahn in this one as there was the last one. That was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Although the Shao Kahn fight that was hard in the last one was halfway through with Liu Kang. Not the last one with Raiden.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Was it Liu Kang? Or was it? Yeah, because
it was
Kung Lao first and then Liu Kang. They were both hard.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I've beat him. Oh no, I've got to face him again.
This story definitely wasn't as long as the last one either.
No. What do you think about the... I guess the money... Well, I say money grab. It's only money grab. I don't know. All the DLC stuff, microtransactions, give us a $5 and you get 30 easy fatalities.
Do you know what's funny? Do you know that video review you sent me before it came out of that guy who did the review?
Yeah.
He made such a good point where he says, back in the day you would have to go through hard mode to unlock a certain character, and that's how you get it. But now it's you pay the money and you get it. I really do miss that, because obviously you unlock Shinnok, but it's not like you have endless amounts of characters that you can constantly unlock. I always quite enjoy being challenged to unlock them that way.
There was two characters you unlocked in the last game. It was Quan Chi and Cyber Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
One in this game.
Yeah.
Although on the character select screen you do have a picture of Goro, and press X to purchase.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a slap in the face as well. I hate buying games from game. I very rarely will buy a game from game. And it's like, you want how much for Goro? Is that really?
Yeah. I think in America it is you got Goro with every pre-order.
Yeah. I feel like we got pretty stitched over it.
We did in the UK, where game control everything.
Yeah, certainly.
I can't stand game. Anyway, yeah, I mean, as someone who doesn't play fighting games much, Joe, let's reverse the Bloodborne talk to Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
I mean, what did you think of Mortal Kombat X? As someone who doesn't play fighters.
Yeah. The way I feel about it, I feel like I probably put a 9 over X. I can't tell you what exactly. That's everything about it. It doesn't feel like as a complete package as 9 did.
I feel like it didn't innovate as much as 9 did either.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Faction War's not grabbing you.
No, not really. I still actually tried the invasion boss, which I would quite like to do. But I mean, what I remember at 9.
That'll be over in 10 seconds. Trust me.
Oh really? Did you get caned by it?
You can't beat them.
Oh really?
You cannot beat them.
Interesting. But I remember with 9, when they first brought out the X-ray, the X-breaker stuff. that was just like, oh, this is so cool. Like obviously they've still got that, and it's still great now. But I feel like the one thing I did actually like was the character variations you could pick between each character.
That was quite interesting.
I'm unsure on that.
Really,
because
I quite like
think
that.
I don't think they change the characters enough.
Yeah,
Like,
I know what you mean.
For example, with Cassie, with one of her variations, I can't remember what variation it is, but she'll get like an extra 2 moves. I'm sure it changes the combos up a bit or whatever, but I'm not that kind of a hardcore sort of player. But she'll get a move called the American Way, where she literally salutes, and that is it.
I've never tried that. That's the one on the left, isn't it? Is that when you're choosing the 3? And I'm pretty sure Hollywood's the middle one, where she has the glasses.
Yeah,
on.
I think it's the one on the left. Yeah.
And the one on the right is where you get the takedown move.
She will literally do a salute. It has no purpose whatsoever, and then there's also like a falling missile or whatever.
So I feel like some of them are better than others. Kenshi had a good one, because he had like the force kind of thing where you can like pick people up and levitate, and then he had the demon sort of form
the
as well.
Ermac variation of Kenshi is what I like to call it.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, even with like Liu Kang, I quite like Liu Kang because one of his was more he's good with his feet, one was he's good with his hands. And I guess it'd be better if you were amazing at combos. Because I've seen some people online who are great, and I know that certain classes and specific things you choose are good with certain combos you do. I mean, especially Scorpion, the little shit. Like, there's one of his where he just can do ridiculous combos.
Yeah, no, Scorpion Online is a pain in the arse. It depends. Like, if there's someone genuinely good with Scorpion, it's difficult to do much about it.
Oh mate, honestly, no one will lie. It was probably like my 10th, 11th game of online. This guy had like 958 wins. He had like 12 losses. And he had Scorpion banner and all that shit. I get in there, and he had the other limited edition you could get where you get the Scorpion outfit. He had that, and
like
he just,
Cold War stuff.
I don't know. It's almost like almost plasticky looking. It was the export edition though.
Oh.
And then where you get like a figure with it as well.
Oh,
not
okay.
not the normal limited edition. There was like an export one as well. And he had that, and he caned me so hard. Like he just keeps me in the air, and I couldn't do anything. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do about this? But I guess it's just how some people are online. They're just great at fighting games. I'm just a bit like,
Yeah, the online netcode thing I thought is kind of broken. For a lot of times, for me anyway, like I can't even access the faction war stuff. A lot of time, it
takes ages.
When I turn on Mortal Kombat, it will take a good 2 minutes for it to let me in to start with.
It's not ideal, really. Is it?
No, it does take a while.
Who are we all on the faction war?
I think at the moment I'm the Lin Kuei.
Joe?
Sub-Zero faction.
Lin Kuei here as well.
Yeah.
Um,
I think so. I saw they were winning, and I saw there was a thing to get level 50 in each one, so I was like, I'm going to go with these guys first.
No, it's all changed. Lin Kuei won the first week. White Lotus won the second week. The Brotherhood of Shadow.
Yeah.
Brotherhood of Shadow were in first place. They've just been overtaken by White Lotus though, so I don't know how that's going to go.
So do you know what that reminds you of? That kind of faction war.
Everyone's very excited about it.
Chrome Hounds, mate. They were the innovator of faction wars. And it's so good because I mean that kind of thing is really good though. Like if you can get hooked into it where you actually want your factions to win, you fight for your faction properly. It's really fun to watch like the other factions go down. You can clearly see that some people are like hardcore in it to try and get to win.
I think everyone just left Lin Kuei after the first week and
Yeah,
joined White Lotus. I think one of the big sort of Mortal Kombat fighting communities went to White Lotus, and I think that's why they won the second week. But
Right.
maybe I'm just a bit of Lin Kuei fan. I don't know if this is a thing. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. Something different. They like try and do some different stuff online. I mean, in terms of it being like a game overall, it's a great game if you have mates that come over that know what Mortal Kombat are, but they're not like a massive gamer. Like I have a mate like that who comes over. He doesn't really like any kind of game generally, but he'll play Mortal Kombat.
Just gets forced to do it.
Yeah, but he'll play Mortal Kombat, and it's easy to pick up a control and have a go. And it's good fun from that aspect.
Yeah. No, I love Mortal Kombat. I always have done. I really like this game. I'm not too sure on the variations, but yeah. Again, is it the best Mortal Kombat ever? I still kind of think the last one is, but I don't know if that's just nostalgia playing into it.
I think nostalgia is a big part of it because I miss some of the characters in a big way.
Where the hell is Smoke?
Yeah, there's no Smoke.
What is going on?
You see him for a bit, and that's what annoys me more is that you see these people, these characters like Smoke, and then there's obviously. I mean, I never used to play Sindel and all that stuff, but she's in it, and
They even brought back like Serena from.
it's Kabul.
Yeah, Cabool's shown.
He used to be pretty-
Striker.
Yeah.
No one likes Striker. If you
no.
play a Striker, why? Please let us know.
Yeah, it's just, and then I even saw the mods, like people who got like Baraka and stuff, and Sindel. It's like they're in the game. Their movesets are in the game.
Oh, you wouldn't want to play as Baraka. Again, people, if you play as Baraka as your main in the last Mortal Kombat, please tell me why. I really don't know. Yeah, and who else was in it? Rain's in it as well.
Rain,
It's
yeah,
the
you
story
see
we
Rain,
can't
don't
play.
you?
We'll have a quick chat about the Combat Pass, spelled with a K. Because it's Mortal Kombat, so everything is spelled with a K. C's do not exist. £24.99 over here. I think it's $30 in the US for Tanya, Tremor, Predator, and Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
And you get some extra costumes and such forth. Is it just me, or is that terrible value?
I think it's going to slap in the face, is what it is.
You're essentially paying, let's say, roughly, I'm doing this off the top of my head, like 60% of the game again for 4 characters.
Do you know,
It's a
right?
bit steep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just out of interest, do you know how much characters cost on Killer Instinct? Because can you buy characters for
rough-
like one character?
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, it's like $2.99, $3.99.
So it's still quite expensive for like one character.
But then it
But it's, I mean, I suppose it's
depends.
better value than paying £25.
I mean, essentially, like we've just paid 40 quid for 25
Yeah.
characters, and then we've got to pay 25 quid for 4.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite
yeah.
add up, does it?
No.
No, that's a really good way of looking at it, really.
I mean, if you're a hardcore Mortal Kombat player and you're going to play it all the time, then you know that sort of shit that's worth your money.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I bought the last Combat Pass because it had some interesting people in it. And I
it was
and I-
only 15.
And I genuinely I was so enjoying it back then that I was just like, oh, you know, it's well worth it because there's more people for me to play. But this time I feel like I wanted to try Predator because I think that would be great.
That's the thing.
And I think Tremor could be pretty cool as well. But the other two I don't really care about.
No.
But you're kind of forced. It's all or nothing, you know. They don't give you the option just to buy one or two and buy a couple of costumes.
I don't know. I think they will let you buy them individually, but I can imagine if it's 4 for 25 quid, it's probably we're looking at 8, 9, 10 pounds each.
Yeah.
But
get an extra costume for an extra £5.
would you pay
as well.
£10 for Predator?
No. So I play like
I think I would.
I don't think I will. Like, I'll pay 2 or 3 quid and then be done with it. But tenner for one character, it's a lot.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure I would, but
Yeah, I mean, I probably will.
I just changed my mind in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But
I'll probably end up getting them eventually if they can do it for a reasonable price. But I mean, it just seems like all games are going that way. Even like, I mean, a bit off topic, but the Batman DLC that they announced, which was an extra like 30, 40 quid or whatever.
oh yeah,
And it's
is
like,
that 40?
really?
40
It's
quid,
like, how
isn't
can you
it?
charge the same as the game for like some DLCs?
But have you seen what's included in it?
What? No, I think I have.
They released a update. News breaking news.
Breaking news.
Why am I saying things backwards? Now they released like a small blog this morning. I've not read it personally myself, but I've seen kind of the information in it. One of the story missions in it is about Batgirl.
Right.
No, not
No.
doing it for you.
No,
A
no.
lot of people were excited about that. For
Right,
some
okay,
reason.
yeah.
And then
I'm not a massive
there's
DC
some
nerd.
missions where you play as other people already in the game, like Nightwing, and Catwoman, and someone else.
Robin.
And there's some Batmobile tracks, and some
Oh,
different
nice.
Batmobile skins, and
See, you know, you'd always expect for 30, 40 quid for it to basically be another frigging game, you know? Like, you're paying, like, the same sort of price.
it is. Yeah, I mean, it does seem a bit extreme, to be honest with you. 40 quid for.
I mean, I'll get the normal game, no doubt. But I can very much doubt you seeing getting the DLC.
Yeah. I know. Speaking of money, though, and money is a great thing to talk about, let's move on to Kickstarter. And there's a little project that's come up on it recently that is near and dear to my heart, as I spent many days as a child collecting notes and jiggies and walking around with a bird in a backpack with Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Obviously the guys who used to be at Rare, a small team of them, left and formed Playtonic Studios. Is it Playtonic? It is Playtonic.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, Playtonic Studios. And then they have revealed a new game, Project Ukulele, which its real name is Ukulele, which is a small lizard chameleon thing with a bat on its head. And it looks fucking fantastic.
it is great, doesn't it?
Full disclosure, I have backed it. I have paid £20. to get the full digital game as
I'm
well as
surprised that the £5,000 has been snapped up by you. yet.
no.
VIP access to the special concert.
I was tempted by the £3,000 one to be a voice in the game.
I would love
but,
to do that too.
I had to buy food shopping or something as well, so
Yeah.
that
The voices we
that
must
dream
make.
was over.
that took preference. But yeah, Yooka-Laylee is essentially a love letter to the old kind of 3D platformers like Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie, all the N64 games basically.
Yeah.
Which have been dead and buried for a very long time.
Very, very long time.
So the question being here, what would make you put serious money into a Kickstarter? Not even serious money, but
I don't think the thing is, I don't really feel like it takes much to convince me. I'm quite easy to convince with games generally.
have either of you backed a Kickstarter before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Kingdom
you?
Come Deliverance.
Okay, what was that? What
Well-
happened?
I haven't seen much of it recently, but when they first announced it to me, it was kind of like it was an RPG sort of Skyrim sort of style, but it was medieval sort of
There's
world.
no fantasy to it,
Yeah, it
which
was.
I guess was the key point.
Yeah, it was more just medieval like, but it just looked great when they showed the trailer. They just sold me to it on the trailer alone, and I was like, that's well worth it back. But that's a couple of years ago, so God knows what that is now.
They're still sending out updates.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think I ever read them, but I mean, it was just. I feel like for me with Kickstarter, it's this case of if they're going to do a game that I don't think is going to get made elsewhere, it's like it's well worth it back.
How much, if you don't mind saying, how much did you put into this game?
Can't remember now. It was probably anywhere between like 20 and 30 quid maybe.
I'm
Yeah.
normally like the £10 to £15 mark. Whatever version gives me the game.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Pretty
what it
much.
was. I was like, what do I get the game for?
You see, I done that with Yooka-Laylee.
I was tempted to do ukulele as well.
But
I don't know. I was just watching the video. I was like,
It
this
does
looks
look-
really
yeah,
awesome.
it looks
it's,
great.
It's the music, man. It's,
I want to run around in this world.
It-
And for
captured
15
that
quid,
music.
you can't really go wrong, can you?
Well, that's the one I went for first. I went 15 quid, and I was straight on it. Like 5 minutes in, yeah, here's my £15 for the game, and then that, like, just seeing the money go up, it was hypnotic. It was like 70,000, 72,000, 74,000, 73,000, and then eventually I was like, I want to put more money in
back
this.
it now?
Yeah,
Is it going
yeah.
down?
I
Goes on for a
upped
month.
Oh, right, yeah. You know what? I'll probably end up backing it, to be fair. I'll put 15 quid into it if it means I get the game.
44 days left. So I upped my reward. So now I'm getting the game and a toy box.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which is a preview build basically. So I will get basically a level,
Hmm.
no objectives or anything, just to run around
Yeah.
in for an extra £5. So
I just really like that whole formula of Kickstarter. With regards to games, obviously I know they do Kickstarter for everything these days, but
is it
when
not
it comes to
dangerous
games,
though?
pardon me,
Is it not dangerous though, in a way?
dangerous for who? For the user.
For the,
yeah, because there have
Yeah.
been a couple of horror stories.
Yeah, I mean, Ouya, I'm sure is a great one to look at, really. I mean,
At least it came out.
yeah, I mean, yeah. I guess that's
they
the
kept
biggest
their
thing.
promises.
It's the
kind of.
biggest danger is if you back something like heavily and it never comes out. So I guess that's why I'd be a bit tentative with certain things. Like with Yooka-Laylee, obviously it's who these guys are. It's going to be a great game, and
Yeah.
you're probably quite comfortable backing them regardless.
Very.
Whereas with some people, it's like a very unheard of studio, like brand new. If you see, you want £5,000 for some stupid edition, it's like, why would you ever do that? Because you have no
Yeah.
idea if they can actually deliver. But if you're going to throw £15 into it, it's like, what, if that might help get this game up and running, then why not?
What would you guys like to see come to Kickstarter?
Cromans 2.
Damn, beat me to it.
That was obvious. Anything else
Kickstarter.
that is not obvious?
You know what? I'd actually like to see more games like Yooka-Laylee, because that's kind of very nostalgic from my childhood.
Well, the thing with Yooka-Laylee, and the thing that also intrigues me as well, is that what they were trying to do with it is whatever sort of characters that are in Yooka-Laylee, they want them to eventually branch out and to have their own games as well. So you could be roaming around Yooka-Laylee, see some, I don't know, crazy cowboy-looking guy, and he might have some, like, third-person shooter game,
Yeah.
like, come out after that.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that this is more than just a game, it's kind of like the start of their universe, their world.
They're creating a whole new sort of thing.
It's not just going to be a one product thing.
Yeah.
This is the start of something that hopefully is magical and brilliant and goes on for many years of
Yeah.
time, and Microsoft never buy them and kill them. But yeah, I'm very excited by it. But
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it looks good. I mean, I've seen, I think, a couple of minutes of of the footage, and it just looks. You know, all I want to do is run around a grassy place, jump up some platforms, and collect some stuff.
Get some coins.
Yeah, you know, the simple sort of days. They generally don't make games like that anymore. Where it's especially the 3D platformer. You still get plenty of 2D, you know, like Rayman and stuff. They're all great, but
Can't forget Knack.
yeah, oh yeah,
Oh
no,
man,
yeah.
Knack is like if you love Crash Bandicoot, Knack is what you're after because Crash Bandicoot was rubbish.
How dare you?
No, I never played it to be fair. So
Mate, Naughty Dog, mate. It
I know.
should be your bread and butter.
it's the only Naughty Dog game I've not played. Is all the Crashes.
I played quite a lot of Crash.
I played Crash Team Racing on the iPad.
I remember
think it
the
was
Crash
the
racing
iPad.
games. See, I never really played Banjo. I played a lot of Crash. I played Spyro and Croc, obviously. You know, the greatest of them all. But
I like Spyro.
yeah, I like Spyro.
What about Conker?
Conker.
Never played
No, I
Conker.
didn't play Conker either.
No, not heard the orchestra from the big giant poo.
No.
I've never played Conker, but I know about that. He's actually just come out again, actually, on Xbox under Project Spark,
Oh yes, Project Spark.
which was annoying. Why,
Oh,
Microsoft,
yeah.
why don't you just make a proper Conker game? Just
Now people can make Conker
Yeah, you
games
make
all
it
the
yourself,
time.
mate. That's the
yeah,
beauty of it.
yeah. I got to do the hard work. Thanks, thanks. Right, okay. Oh yeah. Just one more point on Kickstarter. Shenmue 3.
No, yeah. that'd be
Come
great.
on, Sega. Just let it go. Let Yu Suzuki have Shenmue 3. Let him run with it.
Do you think now that you've backed Yooka-Laylee, do you think this will be the start of you backing games more and
Just
more?
endlessly chucking money at
Yeah,
people.
you'll just be like, yes, create all these legendary games.
It depends what it is. I never
Yakuza
thought.
Karaoke standalone game.
I mean, I never thought I would back anything on Kickstarter, but I mean, if it, this speaks to me, like almost at a personal level, because I lost hundreds of hours to Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Kazooie is probably the only game I could speed run and get a half decent time.
I'm sure you could do that in any Sonic game
That's,
as well.
but that's how much I know Banjo-Kazooie, the original, and I think the music is just fantastic. I don't think there's anyone else quite like. I know one of the guys' named is Grant Kirkhope who does it. I don't know. It's just so unique and.
I was looking at who's doing the soundtrack. Seems like they've gone back in time to get all the gems back.
It's
It's
kind of the way I guess you need to do it, isn't it? Because in that way, at least you give the older viewers that nostalgia still. You know, they still get that same feel of what this game's
I
going
would
to
be
be.
surprised if with this Kickstarter, the average age isn't like over 25 or way over 25.
You are our kind of age, generally.
Because I was still young when Banjo-Kazooie came out. I think I must have been 10, 11, 12. So people like a
Because
few
what
years
console
older.
did you play on it? Like, what did you play it on? Sorry,
For what?
Banjo-Kazooie.
N64, and then I bought the remake as well for 360. So I don't think there'll be a lot of like youngish people who have backed this, but nah, they'll learn eventually.
I mean,
This
enough
is
people
great.
have backed it now that it doesn't matter.
It'll be the younger generation now that will be playing it, and then they'll grow up.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
know
well,
what this game
hopefully.
is.
I mean, like my 5-year-old son, I have a son. Wait, he saw some Banjo-Kazooie because I showed him it the other day, and he instantly fell in love with it. These crazy characters. Just to give an update on where we're actually at. This was supposed to be about what stuff we want coming to Kickstarter, but we've ended up talking exclusively about Yooka-Laylee. So
I suppose it's worth talking about, really.
well done, Platonic. We are currently, as of Sunday, at about what time is it? 5 o'clock. We are at 1.2 million. Just
Crazy.
over.
Well, because
It's
what was
just
their,
gone up another
what was
80
their
quid.
goal?
The original goal was 175,000.
That is
Wow.
They
crazy.
reached that in 38 minutes.
That is absolutely. They must just literally be sat back now thinking, right, we can make such a great game.
Yeah, no, they've added extra stretch goals.
They've had to.
Yeah,
What else can we do?
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
this has gone a bit crazy. Let's offer them all sorts of random stuff.
So for your Yooka-Laylee, here's what we've got. I'll just run through the stretch goals really quickly. It comes out on PC, Mac and Linux day one, console releases to follow. A boss battle on every level. A pre-final boss quiz show challenge, which they had in the original Banjo-Kazooie and was fantastic.
Really?
Transformations into unexpected things, that's what Mumbo Jumbo did. A mix of 2.5D and 3D minecart sections, a la the old Donkey Kong games that Rare made. A local co-op buddy mode.
Cool.
A 2 to 4 player local multiplayer versus mode.
Cool.
Good times.
Plus an extra 4 multiplayer maps, that was one of the last ones. Something about exclusive character designs from some of their old mates or whatever. Different languages. The main one though, for me who will play it on PS4, simultaneous Wii U, Xbox One and PS4 releases on day one. The same with PC, Mac, and Linux.
That'd be cool.
So that's the main thing.
I'd
it's
like to
all
play on
coming out.
PS4. I feel.
1.1 million stretch goal was called Going Old School. That's to include an N64 shader mode. Which
That's pretty cool.
Really running out of ideas.
sounds awesome. Well, there's 2 more ideas left. Developer walkthrough and commentary, which has just been reached, and then the one that hasn't been reached, which is at 1.5 million, is an orchestral score.
That'd be pretty cool.
So
That'd be really cool to reach.
from the looks of this, I don't think they're going to add any more because there's like an asterisk that says additional funding also helps to continue the polish. The
Yeah, it's like okay,
So,
we're
You've got
done.
to finish somewhere. I suppose.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Although, speaking of Kickstarter, Star Citizen. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No,
Oh, that's probably the biggest of the Kickstarter.
I've heard of Star Citizen, but
It's basically a massive space sim.
oh,
And,
Joe's got a game.
I did actually back.
You backed it?
Oh,
Yeah.
you said you only back one.
Oh, Joe's back to be late.
No, I back.
Oh,
This is.
maybe
I've
I
only done
never
2.
Yeah.
It's Kingdom Come and that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was your first one, wasn't it?
It is the first one.
Yeah.
That's been going on for a while now.
Were they any closer to the sort of launch or anything like that? Or...
They've got this like hangar mode, so you can like load up and you can fly around space.
Oh, you
a bit.
just see your
I
ship
think
and shit.
They started doing
That's
space
pretty
combat,
cool.
where you can play that bit now.
Mm.
But I can't remember how much they reached, but it's a ridiculous amount of money. Absolutely insane.
That's the thing with Kickstarter. Is if you show people like some crazy game that's just going to appeal to you, then people will back it. And things like this, like 3D platformers, like space combat, 2 completely different things, but you can see how that would really appeal to certain audiences.
We'll go to our final topic of the day on Sunday, May the 3rd. May the 4th be with you tomorrow.
Oh,
on your
yes.
Bank holiday.
Forgot about that.
I'm not going to talk about Star Wars. There's enough people out there already who talk about Star Wars. I just want to kind of talk a little bit about secrets and Easter eggs in video games, because there's a couple of things that come up recently, sort of to my attention. Funny enough, we were just talking about Banjo-Kazooie, the stop and swap fiasco, one of the most famous Easter eggs sort of video games. I've got the feeling you guys have no clue what I'm going on about right now. But sort of things like that, the hidden fights in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I know there is one in the new Mortal Kombat, but there was been a plethora all the time in Mortal Kombats, yeah, in the Mortal Kombat games. And I've just recently purchased GTA 5 on the PS4, and there's obviously the ongoing UFO mystery there.
Yeah, I mean,
I do enjoy these kind of mysteries.
Yeah.
There's just something about them.
It's interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's just kind of like, why is this here? Like,
I think the reason I bought GTA 5 on PS4 is simply because this mystery has not been solved, and I'm in no way going to solve it or anything.
you're going to be part
But
of
there's
me.
a small part in my mind where I'm like, oh, I could find something. You never
See, I
know.
want to get GTA on the PC when it drops in price a bit. I mean, Joe just got it.
Yeah,
I mean-
I couldn't wait anymore.
Yeah, it's such a good game. I mean, they really did well with GTA. I mean, you know what though? When we talk about secrets and Easter eggs, I always think about Halo 2 days, doing like the super bouncing online, and like I even remember some of the campaign missions where people would get the Banshee and they would end up flying it to some obscure place that had like nothing there.
What is it? Is there like a golden plasma rifle? Is
Yeah,
it gold?
yeah, weird little things like that. You
Yeah.
fly up to some bit and you get some little,
Yeah.
and it's clearly just
And there's all the skulls and stuff we had to find.
yeah.
Oh man, I spent ages trying to find all the skulls and
Didn't
stuff
we
like that. Oh, days.
I mean, that kind of thing's so interesting though, 'cause it just gives you something else to do. And I mean, I was a massive super bouncing fan of Halo 2. If there was a super bounce on the map, I couldn't give shit about playing the actual game. I just wanted to find the bounce and go snipe people.
Goldeneye. That game had loads of secrets as well.
Yeah, that was kind of the other one I was thinking
That
about.
was, I used to spend ages going around. I don't think there was as many secrets as in GoldenEye as what was rumoured to be, but I would spend ages traversing that. Sonic has quite a lot of secrets as well, even especially like hidden levels and stuff, especially Sonic
Yeah.
2. That's when they pulled a total game out, but that's more to do with kind of what they pulled out, I guess.
Yeah, 'cause I guess there's a difference between like it being sort of a secret, or like a secret level or item, or it being like an Easter egg, which is. And when I think about Easter egg, I think of like, was it Borderlands 2?
Often have good.
Yeah, where they had the.
Oh, do they?
They had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mission
Yeah.
where you go down there like Raph, Donatello, Mikey, and all that. And
I
they
have
were
no
dressed as
idea
like
about-
they had like the different colour ninja outfits on and shit.
Oh, that's
And
pretty
it
cool.
was just little things like that. It's like a nod to different things.
One of my favourite ones is actually in Batman Arkham Asylum. It's the one of the what do they call it? Like the wall. You know, you have the wall that you put the glue on.
Oh,
you put your
yeah.
Batvision thing
Yeah.
on, and you see the walls which are breakable, whatever. They put a breakable wall that didn't turn up on that, and it took a year for anyone to find it. And in
Really?
it, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure people will correct me or whatever, but inside that room was kind of like plans for Arkham City. So
Okay.
like the sequel
Oh, so
that they
that's cool.
hadn't announced.
I
at
love
that
that kind
time.
of thing. Like, they're giving you the answers. It's
What was
just-
it? It was Naughty Dog in Uncharted 3. Was it the newspaper in the bar?
Oh yeah. It had all like the this possible plague or something that
Oh,
played into the
right,
Last of Us thing.
yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, I find it amazing that people actually find this stuff, to be honest with you. Like, I find it mad that people can find... I would never find half this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, in a million years. Especially some of, like, the secret stuff, but... I mean, I just...
GTA has a lot.
Mm.
GTA has always had a lot, but then they spend 5-6 years making those games, so they've got to do something with their time.
Yeah.
Soul series always have
Yeah.
Has
a
it?
good amount of secrets.
Yeah. Lots of little weird bits.
Was that the third ending's obviously secret? You don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you anything about it anyway.
That's
Like
the whole
I'm
thing
aware
about
of.
them. I mean, the Souls games, they don't tell you shit anyway, so it's kind of like... anything,
Everything's a secret
anything you
until you
find
find
is a
it.
secret, yeah. But, I mean, obviously, like, some of them are very much... Like we were talking about earlier, there'll be certain NPCs that are hidden away. That you have to, like, roll in some obscure thing and, like, crash through some barrels and you find them. It's like, oh, really? This dude's actually here. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But... I'm trying to think what else I remember secrets in back in the day.
I think almost like kind of like the best secrets are the ones where people look and it never existed.
Yeah.
Like GTA San Andreas and the Bigfoot.
Oh, right, yeah, I do actually remember hearing about that.
And then the achievement in Red Dead Redemption that's like 6 years in the making when you find a Bigfoot in that.
Yeah.
I thought
Oh,
that was quite
yeah.
cool.
Oh, Red Dead. Where is that game?
Everyone knows that.
Where's on Red Dead 2?
It's your fault.
Back the day.
Yeah, no. Red Dead was good. Red Dead had secrets. It must have done.
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top
I
of my
can't-
head.
yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, Red Dead had a massive secret, like twist. Well, that's more of a twist at the end. Spoilers for Red Dead, but John Marston
Yeah.
dies.
Oh, right,
and then
yeah,
you end
yeah.
up playing as his
As a
son.
son, aren't you? Yeah.
I don't know if that's kind of the same. It's not really an Easter egg, is it, or a secret? But
It's kind of the plot.
yeah,
Yeah.
But I thought that was quite cool.
It was interesting. Like, the fact that I
I
liked
wasn't
it.
happy about that, by the way.
No, I wasn't happy. I was pretty sure I killed them all. In like,
I could definitely take them.
yeah, but it was cool that they finished the story in a cool way and then allowed you to play on
Yeah,
in the exact same way, but just as his son. It was kind of like a nice little transition.
yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any other secrets that stand
I'm sure
out.
there's
We've
absolutely.
got-
I mean, I
there's
know
loads.
there's a lot in Super Mario 64. Super
Is
Mario, yeah, or was it Galaxy? There was one.
Galaxy 2 has like these freaky people. Like you go in some level and there's like this. It's like a cliff face, like miles away. And there's like there's 3 people, really creepy. They're like creepy Halloween aliens, ghost
Oh, mate.
things.
Do
They
you know-
are so freaky.
Do you know what I've just remembered actually? That article you sent me quite a while ago now about Majora's Mask.
Oh, that's a freaky game as well.
Where the guy always thought he was like possessed.
Yeah. What is that?
Because he got it at a garage sale, didn't he? But it didn't have the actual sticker on it. It just said Majora's Mask,
Yeah,
and it was like proper bugged when you loaded it up. But it was more like it was possessed.
it was. It was. It's
Yeah.
a true story that as well. All true. Yeah, I think that pretty much does it really for this month.
Yeah,
For our monthly kind of
it's
roundups
been a
or
good
whatever.
month, really.
I mean, I guess we kind of close off with what we're playing at the
Is it
minute.
May this month? We're doing this for May.
It is May.
So it's E3 next month?
June.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. So I guess next month we'll be doing our E3 predictions.
Yeah, next month
again.
will be some good stuff.
Yeah,
Interesting.
This time we'll put them out on YouTube and
If Fallout 4 is not announced.
Hell to pay.
exactly. Yeah, no, we'll leave that for next month. But we will obviously be covering our stupid E3 predictions, and we'll get it all totally wrong, as Microsoft will refuse yet again to make a Banjo or Conker game worth their weight in gold. Never mind. I'm sure they'll bring back Battletoads or something rubbish like that. Yeah, I guess that is it for Cap. I've been Craig, and we've been, well, I'm always joined by,
Myself, Alex.
And Joe?
and we are out. Thank you very much.
Make it stop!